Welcome to StockMarketFunding.com. Sunday morning. Date is 7/11/2010. What a number, 7/11. Well, let's take a look at the Apple chart right here. And basically, I'm going to be updating it for people because we talked about where Apple, for the very first time within its trend structure, was going into what we call a beginning phase of closing below this wonderful blue line right here, which was rising, which is a 10-week moving average. And you can see that weekly breakout. How nice. You can also see over here that on this particular weekly chart during that 620 period that we made a 52-week high. And now the only difference in the trend was that the 10-week moving average had declined in price, because it did. And right here, that's that aqua blue line. And we also have the number right here. And basically at 247.68, now that number has increased, meaning it's ascending. Look, the higher that it goes, the better that it is. It peaked right here on that 620 period at 257.1050. That was the peak during these weeks in May, 523, 530, 66, 613, all the way up here now to 620. Then, of course, over here at 627, you could see where we made that low at 243.20 right then and there, and that was at 254.71. 254.56, we need a closing price above that last 10-week moving average reading. That's 254.71. Right now, currently, 254.56. That red line that you see is a rising weekly moving average. And the power of weekly moving averages with the right interpretation and the right system can establish which way trends will go. The most wonderful thing about it right now is, as I said before, is that 10-week fell in price and you got a lot of weakness in the name. I also talked about the previous weekly bar, which is the half of the SMF weekly bar, is that you have to close above that, and you did. So that changes the landscape. And what I want you to know here is you can be well diversified, having up and out of the money calls that are these kinds of contracts here. See, we have all kinds of them that we trade here. We trade them daily. If you go to stockmarketfunding.com, you will be able to see the various put and calls and strike prices that are all in here. Even down here, 821, where these very cheap put options are. If I get those really cheap, then I can always constantly trade Apple in the short term, long and short, at various other strike prices. 250 call in the money, we highlighted that, which we traded and owned on Friday. The $260 call has got a possible move. $1.70 was a low. The last print was 420. The $260 put now right here is $4.40, and we would be looking at whatever way the market wants to go. We'd be looking at how to zip in there and take whatever kind of prints that would go favorably intraday for us, naturally so. Also, you can see here that there's a 270 call right here. And over here, the open interest is 52,000. So it's heavily weighted to the upside expiration this coming week. And let us not forget about, there's lots of things about options that you people don't know. We're not from the retail options market. And you need to know that about stockmarketfunding.com. We come from a different caliber, different breed, such as market makers within the options, wholesale versus retail, directional movement within the equities, going double long, selling short, going double short, and going long against it. There are lots of things that we do here at stockmarketfunding.com. And so it's on a different level. And we have our own trading platform Not this one here that you see, but our own. And you're welcome to come for 5 days and see what our platform is. It prices it all in. All right. So look at the 280 call, which was up last. There's only 4,500 contracts there. And you can see where that is as far as the 280 put goes that we originally had. Right here, 20.85. And what I also want to tell you is that below the market going out, because we're going into an earnings season, it doesn't do bad to look at the 310 call and the 320 call, but also getting below the floor with the 200 and the $210 put at the wholesale price. So that way you've got at least something put on that back end of that trade that didn't cost you very much money in case you get into one of these hiccups. If we clear the 10-week moving average, we would have a perpetual, our next top is naturally going to be right here. I will show you where that will be. Our next wall of resistance is going to be right here. I'll draw a horizontal trend line to the upper end of the SMF Pro Trader bar, which is at 265.63. That's this bar right here. So let's make sure that we're all on the right page. Here we are. That's this bar. That's that trend line going over here to this price level. Okay? So that's going to be the upper end of that resistance. If we can clear it, the next upper end of resistance will be, once again, going up the ladder with Apple, is that this trend line is the upper end of the resistance right up here. That Apple is very tradable. All the evidence is there. Come join us at the free 5-day trial. Watch other SMF MMTs live in action trading.